Welcome back. You're watching Everywoman with me, Shuli Ghosh. Now, growing up with that feeling that you're different from all your friends is hard enough. Doing it in a new country when you've left behind your community with the same religious and cultural beliefs is even harder. Haneen is just 12 years old, but she's growing up as the only Muslim in her school in New Zealand. Here, she talks of the challenges she faces holding on to her identity.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
I'm Haneen and I'm 12 and I live in Christchurch, New Zealand. I'm Muslim and I'm proud of being a Muslim.
Yes, Kenneth. I'm Catholic. I think I'm Anglican, but I'm not sure.
Living with different people, it's actually really great. Getting to know the differences and your similarities. I'm not really living a double life, but I guess the challenge is about keeping true to my faith and fitting in with New Zealand culture. Probably trying to stay away from things that you can't do. That might be fun.
Okay, so if you're going around this way, you need to then give what is C, what is...
Haneen can't go swimming in a group. Needs to be girls only, and that's a bit hard to arrange at school, so they go separately in the evenings. And Haneen wasn't allowed to go to the school disco.
It was broken black tarmac with a high fence all around. Broken black dusty tarmac. So what do you think this poem's about now, Bianca?
Camp was interesting, actually. We had to make a special allowance because you can't travel without somebody to take her along. So her mum's going to come on camp.
I believe, as Muslims, we have a lot of freedom. You know, the children have the freedom of choice. But we don't give this freedom without giving the guidance. While here, in the perspective of the Western country, I feel it's going really way, too loose. So the children are free to choose what to wear, where to go, and they don't have really, this guidance.
So roll off, write a comment about your maths.
I knew that she was different because of her scarf. They're not allowed to show their hair to males or something.
It's partly modesty, but I wear the hijab also for protection against males looking at you and coming onto you.
It would be kind of hard having, when you go out somewhere so everyone looks at you kind of because you're different.
People do stare because they're curious, and I don't blame them. But if they do look at me funny, it doesn't bother me because I'm happy with who I am. There's only one daily prayer, Dhuhr, which falls during my school day. A room has been set aside for me where I can go and pray at lunchtime. And year 8, who wants to? Oh boy. I'm the chairperson of the school council. I enjoy the leadership role because it gives me a chance to see what it's like to be in charge.
Assalamu alaikum, Haneen. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
You had a good day at school?
Yep.
You're working on your science project, huh? Where is New Zealand in this map? Do you see it? We have been in New Zealand for about 11 years now. New Zealand values, there are many that are common with Islamic religion. There are, of course, different values. To raise our children in New Zealand is a big challenge, actually. I have to say that I give the credit to my wife.
Mom, in Islam, why can't a woman be head of the state?
Well, sometimes she might be pregnant and having the baby. Also, we go through our monthly thing, and you're not yourself in that time.
The fact that we encourage her, we support her at home, and there is support from school makes the challenge bearable.
In the future, I think there will be more challenges for me to face because I will be more mature and adults have more responsibilities. When I get to high school, I'm going to probably look for people who are sort of like me, and ones that are not going to turn me a bit crazy. I believe I'll stay true to my faith. I will do the best I can.
As a young lady who certainly knows her own mind. Now, she's a major celebrity in Pakistan, and it's not hard to see why. She's rich, she's glamorous, and she's single, a widow with a reputation for tough questions and shameless flirting. Begum Nawazish Ali is outrageous, but her television programme, The Late Night Show, is so popular that ministers, mullahs and models all scramble to sit on her sofa.
I've gotten married very, very early. 13-14 saal ki.
I was only 13.
We're so close to each other.
We want to know personal things.
You're looking beautiful.
Thank you, darling. Wearing your sari, looking beautiful. इसलिए मैंने सोचा कि पहले क्रिकेटर को बुला लूं.
जानम इसको सहना हो.
So kind of amazing.
And just in case you hadn't noticed, she, of course, is really a he. Begum Nawazish, real-life Ali Salim, welcome to Everywoman.
Thank you
now,
so much.
Your very glamorous alter ego is extremely outrageous, isn't she? Very shocking. Does she set out to shock, or does she have a goal?
No, she has a goal, of course. She has a goal, and she does set out to shock as well. Basically, when we conceived the character, or when I decided that I wanted to do this in life, really. I'll go back a little in time, really. I was always a non-conformist. I always wanted to break taboos. I wanted to break barriers. I wanted to break free, basically, as a child also. I wanted, and for me, doing Begum Nawazish Ali was the most liberating experience of my life. And I wanted to use this character to inspire people, especially women, give them the confidence to be themselves, really.
And she certainly is a free thinker because she's flirty, she talks about sex, she talks about religion.
Absolutely. She comes from a country where women have been suppressed for the longest time. She comes from a society that has held biases, that has been a very pretentious society, a society of hypocrites, really. A society or a country, really, that's had oppressive regimes for the longest, really. So she comes with a baggage, but then she wants to break free. She wants to come out. She wants to celebrate life.
But she wouldn't be able to get away with it if she was a real woman. You can only ask the questions that you do because you're a man.
That is very true, Shuli. And I tell you, I'm glad that way that God made me a man. And I'm glad this man could become a woman, because this man always wanted to be a woman, But the kind of woman this man became, he could only become that woman because he was actually a man. Because had a real woman been doing the kind of things I do, and especially the kind of flirtation, shameless, absolute, and the kind of blouses that I wear, the things I do, she would be condemned. She would probably be stoned to death. People would say that she's, you know what I'm saying? I can get away at the end of the day because I'm still a guy.
And you get away with it with the most conservative people, because you've had mullahs on your sofa and you've had them eating out of your hand by the end of it.
That is true. And before the show started, like most of us, like you, or most people watching, I also believed that Pakistan was a very conservative society and it was difficult and, whatever. When I started the show, my well-wishers, my friends, some close people would call me up and they said, Ali, it's really good, but don't you think, you shouldn't be doing this, you'll get into trouble,
They were worried for you.
They were worried for me. They were actually genuinely concerned. But what happened in the last 18 months was, to really, in the sense, it's changed my perception, it's changed my opinion about a lot of things. Because I do what I do. I wear those saris, I do wear makeup, I do what I do, and then I am who I am. I go out without insecurity. I go to all kinds of places. I'm a people person. I like, meeting people, and I meet people of all kinds, really. I interact with the common people,
You're quite
really.
open about who you are and
who
what
I am.
you are.
And I have only got love, respect, and adoration from the people of Pakistan, from all kinds of people, from cab drivers to domestic servants to the creme de la creme, from, you know, everybody, really.
You call yourself a feminist. I mean, here on Everywoman, we have interviewed quite a few feminists. I think it's the first time I've interviewed a male feminist. Do you see as what you do as being empowering for women?
Absolutely. You see, again, now coming back, women in Pakistan, most women in Pakistan were never allowed to have an opinion. You know, they were dolls, pretty, decorated dolls who would be sitting in a, you know, but they would never really, and even if they had an opinion, they were never really given the confidence to express it, to say things out, you know. Begum Nawazish Ali comes on screen. Now here's a woman, she loves to dress up, well, dress down or whatever. She loves dressing up. She loves makeup, you know. You know, I think every woman has the right to look and feel beautiful, you know. So A, she's doing that. B, she talks. And she comments on Musharraf as if he were, you know, whatever, I don't want to say it. But she comments on Musharraf, and she comments on Shaukat Aziz, and she comments on Bush, and she comments on the world. And then she comments, and people take her comments seriously. So it's telling women, to start with, it's empowering them psychologically. It's telling them that, hey, women, you know, it's okay. You can have an opinion too. You can say things too.
What do you think President Musharraf thinks? Would you have him on your show?
I would love to have him on the show. Because it's ironic how a dictator, an army general who's the president, has given media the kind of freedom that media had not seen in the last 58 years that we've been around. Really. Musharraf, I don't think I would have been able to do what I do had Musharraf not been there.
What's the future for her? Is she going to get married again?
I don't think she doesn't want to get married. She just wants to keep her single status and keep flirting with the men. She loves flirting with men, darling. But I think basically Begum Nawazish Ali aspires truly, because I've talked to her about this one, and she aspires to be the Prime Minister of Pakistan.
Really?
Yeah, she really wants to be that. She wants to take up causes. She wants to take up issues. She wants to go out. She wants to interact with people. She wants to reach out to people. She wants to make a difference. She wants to be the voice of Pakistan's people, you know. And I think she'd be a great Prime Minister. Beautiful, darling. You know, hot. and you know, I think she'd be great.
Well,
really.
She certainly has made a difference, and you've also made a difference, and it was a real privilege to have you on my sofa, and I would love to see the programme with President Musharraf on your sofa. Thank you very much. Ali Salim, thank you for joining us on Everywoman. My new role model. So it's goodbye for now. If you have any comments on the show, do please email us on everywoman@aljazeera.net. See you next time.